I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know how to feel about United next season. This is me being so honest. And there are a lot of people in the fan base who are very optimistic about next season. And I don't blame them, to be fair. The second half of last season was very encouraging, seeing us beat Arsenal, City, and then beating Liverpool at home. And then there was like a series of wins where you could say, finally, things are starting to look up at United, right? And that all led up to us finishing third in the league, which was, something people didn't even predict. I predicted us to finish eighth last season. So it's like a big difference from what happened. And I don't blame people for being optimistic about the potential of next season. And at the same time, the people at the opposite side of the spectrum weren't really excited for this season as well, right? I don't think there's a lot of variables that go into it, and I also do understand their side of the spectrum on why they wouldn't be excited of the season. I'm kind of in the middle, and there are a lot of things that contribute to it. Let's speak about Michael Carrick first, right? When he got hired in January as like an interim coach, I thought he was just going to stay for a bit, try and stabilize the team again. Because what I wanted from a manager coming in, specifically an interim manager, is to get us winning games again, stabilize the club, get us playing some simple football, and then, help us finish in a Champions League spot, Europa League Champions League spot, preferably a Champions League spot, you know what I'm saying? And what he did was, you could probably even say even better than what I expected, right? We started playing some simple football, and then we ended up, taking scalps from Arsenal. I think Arsenal were unbeaten at the Emirates like the entire season until we rocked up there and then we beat them there, which was really good. We beat City as well. And then from there on, it was just like a different United for once, because how we were playing under Amrim, I don't want to speak about that, but to see how we came from that and then, to start actually playing football under Carrick was really inspiring to see. But how I feel about, the end of last season, let me say just the second half of last season, outside of like the first few games that Carrick did play, I feel like we're really riding the momentum of, finally getting away from Amrim and, in a sense, new manager bounce. I don't think we've experienced new manager bounce like in a while, right? New manager bounce, obviously, we're coming in, people are gassed that there's a new manager, players finally get a second chance of the season, and then everyone is just, playing to the best of their abilities. I feel like we overachieved with the team from last season. I don't think anyone was expecting the ability of that squad to be finishing anywhere near the Champions League spots. Because you have the people at the top of us, right? You have Arsenal and you have Manchester City. You have world-class players on each team, and then you could argue that we don't have any world-class players playing for United currently, right? We have no reason to be finishing third in the league. Granted, I don't think the league is as talented as it is anyways, and maybe we just took our advantage and managed to finish third. I don't have an issue with it, right? I'm really happy with how we played towards the end of the last season, but I do feel we kind of overachieved a lot. When you look at the squad, I don't really think we have a third place in the league squad, in my opinion, right? And that kind of makes me question the people that look at next season optimistic. People, looking at next season and saying, oh, we could potentially challenge Arsenal for the league. Because when you look at Manchester City, we don't really know what to expect from Man City, right? New manager, and then he's signing his own players. He's getting Enzo Fernandez in, which is kind of confusing me as well. But there's like a lot of new things that's happening at City, right? I think they are still a team that is kind of in that transition period where, Pep is now fully gone. Enzo Maresca is like a complete wild card. We don't know what happens. Either it's a success or he gets sacked by December. There's no in between, you know what I'm saying? So to United fans, it kind of looks like an opening. Oh, Arsenal have no challenger. I think we can go on and challenge for the league, but I don't really see us challenging for the league, seeing that we are back in the Champions League and now we can compete for the FA Cup, for the Carabao Cup, and obviously play Premier League games. This is way different from what we were doing in the last season, playing, a game every 2 months or something, right? It was way different. We're playing against, we could potentially play against like a Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, and then on the weekend we have away to Leeds for some reason, and we lose 3-0, right? It can always happen. And why I'm kind of concerned about that thing is the squad. I don't think we have a good enough squad to be competing on like a weekly basis. If you're thinking about the league title, I don't think we have the squad good enough to compete for that league title. When you look at Arsenal's team, right, position for position, maybe you can look at Arsenal's front line and argue that that is their weakest position, right? A lot of Arsenal fans would tell you that's their weakest position, right? But even then, I feel like they're still one of the best teams in the world and can compete with any other team in the league. They made a Champions League final. As dreadful as that Champions League final was, they made it there, right? And they took PSG to the limit in a sense, right? That is the team and that is the squad we are competing with. We don't have a squad that can go deep into the Champions League. We don't have a squad that can compete with Arsenal for the Champions League, in my opinion. When you look at the squad that Ineos have put together, right? When you look at the backing that Michael Carrick has got from Ineos, you think that, we're not even trying to, challenge Arsenal for the league, compete well in the Champions League. This is just another season to Ineos. Yeah, the way we're looking at it, right? I believe that, going into the next season, in order to compete for the Premier League or at least compete, to go further in Champions League, this team needs about 8 signings, right? As unrealistic as it is, if you want to win a league title, if you want to win a Champions League, you need a really good squad, right? You need a really, really good squad. And now you look at what Ineos have given Michael Carrick going into this season. We've made 3 signings, and I'm probably sure you don't know one of those signings, bro. We've made Yuri Tielemans, which is a really, really good signing, don't get me wrong, right? I feel like he could start for United for a long time. He's a very consistent midfielder as well, so I'm really happy with that one. Andre Santos, I don't really know much of this guy. I haven't watched preseason at all. I don't like watching preseason games. So I'll see my assessment on Andre Santos. Even then, signed as a backup option. I'm really happy with that. We need bodies in that midfield. And then the third one is Carl Darlow, a backup goalkeeper. This feels like 18-19, bro. We finished second in 17-18 with Mourinho, and to finally go on and challenge Manchester City, we get a 19-year-old Diogo Dalot, Fred, and a goalkeeper again, Lee Grant. That was what we needed to compete against Man City. Man City that finished on 100 points, by the way, right? And guess what? Jose Mourinho got sacked in December, and I hope the same thing does not happen to Michael Carrick, because if Michael Carrick doesn't get backed going into this season, the fan base can eventually turn on this guy. They can eventually turn on this guy, and this doesn't mean that I'm trying to alleviate any criticism or anything on Michael Carrick, because if you play bad, there's a door right there that you can get out. Don't get me wrong, I will want you out if you're playing bad. But at the same time, you're looking at the squad that has been given to Michael Carrick. That's not good enough, bro, to be competing at a competitive level with Arsenal. So if you're not competing at the level with Arsenal, with Man City, or with whoever is challenging us for that third position, or the other positions up there, what are we supposed to do? But let's look at the squad. This is a squad mock-up from someone on Reddit. Thank you to them. I don't know who this person is, but this is the squad that we have up right now, right? Of course, some of these people won't be involved in the first team squad. So people like Harry Amas, Fredrickson, maybe Tom Heaton, and then we're looking at the Fletchers. Once you remove these names, right? Because this looks like a very big squad. This squad is very thin, bruh. This squad is very thin. Now, the positions that I'm completely unhappy with is left back. I'm not really happy with left back, bruh. Luke Shaw is here on year 2025 or something, bruh. He's been here for so long, and I'm being completely honest, I'm so tired of this guy. I hope he can leave the club anytime soon. It's not looking likely. He spent the last season so fit that, he's looking like a new signing now, which I hate so much, but he's still going to be here. And, the centre-back position, which, I don't really think we need upgrades on in too much, because I feel like we have a good centre-back. We have a good centre-back department. The issue with the centre-back department is we have a lot of, what-if scenarios. What if Martinez was fit? He would have been the best centre-back in the league. What if Matthias de Ligt was also fit? He would have been the best centre-back at the club, best centre-back in the league. What if Maguire, in this situation, was playing in this position or playing on this side of the centre-back partnership? We'd be the best centre-back partnership in the league. Lenny Yoro was basically signed for 70 million because of what he can become. You see, everyone here that listed, maybe outside of Aiden Heaven, because to be fair, he was signed as kind of like a youth signing anyways. But everyone here has question marks over them as a centre back partnership, or as a centre back player. Sorry. Watching it back in the edit, I don't think I explained it properly. I feel like with our centre backs, we don't have it's either they need to be in a perfect scenario for them to be good, or they have the potential to be good. For example, you see when a gent at a disky session or something, he kicks the ball and it goes high or something, and it's my shoes need to be a certain way, or the ball needs to it needs to be flat in a certain way in order for me to shoot. Come on, bro. If you're good at football, regardless of any situation, that thing should be going into the top corner or something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's too much of what we have in the centre back in our centre back department. everyone needs to be at a certain, a scenario just for them to be good compared to any of the other centre backs in the league. I don't know why it's just like a thing for us. You know what I'm saying? At the right back, I'm not really like fast on. I think Dalo's a good right back, a good backup with Musrao as well. So I have no issue there. And then you look at the midfield and dog. Again, Yuri Tielemans, I'm really happy with that. I don't know why they have Santos there. No, that's supposed to be Mainu's position. But anyways, right? This is the 4 that we have. I know Collier is not going to be in the team, or Jack Fletcher is not going to be in the team. So we have 4 bodies in that midfield that is supposed to last us the entire season. Minus 1 body being Ugarte because he's injured and also because he's not really a good footballer. So we have 3 people in midfield that we have to compete in the Premier League with, and we have to compete in the Champions League with, right? 2 of them being starters. But don't worry, Ineos signed this man right here, Mason Mount, as a number 8. That is no, we didn't have Mason Mount before. That's a different Mason Mount. This Mason Mount here, the number 8 Mason Mount, is a new signing. That is what Ineos are trying to show you. Come on, bro. We can't be competing for leagues with this kind of team, bruh. And we also have a Rashford back. We look at that left wing department, right? I don't think Cunha, as good as he is an out-and-out left winger. I don't want him out there. I want Cunha near the box, near the goal. That's where I find Cunha at his best position. I don't want him out there. Unfortunately, Bruno's the one playing in the 10, so it's going to be difficult for Cunha to play in those type of positions. So unfortunately, he has to be, out wide. So that's the unfortunate thing. But at least he has someone who can actually play left wing now. We have Rashford back from Barcelona. I'm looking at it from like this situation, right? We don't have left wingers. Cunha is not a natural left winger, and then we have people putting Patrick Dogo at left wing. I saw this guy starting for us at left wing again in preseason. I granted I did not watch preseason at all. I'm just seeing the lineups and I'm seeing this guy at left wing. Why are we not getting a left wing in? Why are we not signing a left wing? Right? I know the market is so like it's dog water. Don't get me wrong, bruh. But we need someone who can play left wing. That's why I'm taking Rashford coming back to the team at least as a plus, because he is someone who can play in that left wing position, someone who has performed in that left wing position. So it's something, you know what I'm saying? Right wing, Mbeumo, Ahmad, not really a problem. Sesko, Zirkzee, not really a problem. You look at this team again, it's not like the worst team you'll ever see, but if you want Michael Carrick to, improve with the team, this isn't good enough, bro. This isn't good enough, and I feel like Ineos has really let Michael Carrick down, in my opinion. So I don't know what to expect from this season, man. Like there's a lot of like uncertainties going into this one. If you expect us to go on and challenge Arsenal, I don't blame you. If you expect us to, drop off like last season, drop off like we always do in this type of rebuilds, I don't blame you as well. I'm just, I don't know what to expect, man. But what do you expect? You'll tell me in the comments. But for now, it's been me, Tintin, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.